So, Laura, Jason and the Argonauts, is it? Well. Explain yourself.
What? I don't understand. I'm confused by your question and tone.
So, I think it would be fair to say Claire and I were putting this on, and when we were choosing it, it said at the bottom of the screen, people who watched this also enjoyed Journey to the Centre of the Earth. And I thought, oh, it's one of those, is it? And we watched it, and yes, it was.
That did occur to me. But then I threw it out because I was like, no, this is way better than Journey to the Centre of the Earth. This is fucking amazing.
Is this one that you watched with Kira when you had nothing else to do for a weekend and
yes,
saw randomly on Disney Plus? Or...
Yep. And then I went to the cinema to see it. And my God, it was fantastic. Can't even imagine
what cinema's showing this?
Filmhouse. They're doing a Harryhausen thing.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, amazing.
God, maybe I should live in Edinburgh.
It's got some perks.
If only for this.
What did we think?
So what do you reckon, Claire?
Oh, that's a deafening silence.
I'm very embarrassed, but I quite enjoyed it.
Yeah!
And I was really looking forward to a good moan this week. I've been excited about a big complaint since like Tuesday when we watched it last night. And I now have to admit publicly that I enjoyed it, which is
I'm
just
not surprised.
Stolen everything away from me.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
What about you guys?
Fernando, did you enjoy it?
Well, I thought it was like an old Lord of the Rings. It was going in an adventure, and then it probably was divided in 3 parts. I'm not sure which ones where are they, but they had the third part where they confront the army of the dead.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was very Lord of the Rings.
And then I thought, well, maybe I should wait 50 years to rewatch The Lord of the Rings and see if it looks the same.
Interesting.
Oh, I'd love to watch that in 50 years.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you can suggest it for the podcast in 50 years.
Yeah, that is true, yes.
We'll maybe go down to like one a year at some point.
I bet it'll hold up just as well. Just as well as this.
Interesting.
What a bar to try and get over. So,
bar to try and get under.
This film, I think I feel like Claire, where this was actually a really good watch, and I really enjoyed it.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
It was entirely laughable. But there were a few bits that were actually quite well done, but on the whole, it was just like, wow, I wonder what the hell's going to happen next.
That's why I liked it, I think. I thought it's a genuinely good adventure film. I mean, they've got good source material, don't they? I mean, the Greek myths are just amazing. Yeah. There's not, you can't go that wrong. I mean, you could, but they didn't. But then I think on the one hand it is an amazing film, but then you've got just enough of the 60s to make it fun.
Yeah,
you know, it's so fun. I laughed so much.
So did you laugh because it was really stupid?
A bit of both. Yeah, I don't think it,
because I did a lot of laughing because it was stupid.
Yeah, there was quite a lot that was just outrageous. But I still think it was a good film. Like, I think you could make the argument for Journey to the Centre of the Earth that maybe it wasn't, you know, it's not maybe the best film that's ever been made.
Oh, really? You think you could make the argument that Journey to the Centre of the Earth wasn't the best film ever made? I'm glad we agree on that.
It was like being at the theatre, this one. You know, it felt very stagey. There's a lot of theatre acting as well.
Mm-hmm.
which I enjoy. You know, everyone's just going for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely a theatre with like massive props that they've really put time into, like doing the effects like a big West End show.
Yeah. Great stuff.
Yeah, and they're unconvincing in the same way. Yeah. It's like, you put a lot of effort into this and it's still shit, but at least you tried.
Yeah, and they did try. Man, they got, you know, Wallace and Gromit eat your heart out. They really got some good plasticine stop motion going on in this.
Do we call that claymation now? Is that what claymation is?
Is it?
I think if it's clay, we do.
Okay, but this could have been plastic, you think?
Yeah, plasticine, I think.
Okay.
But I don't know, maybe that people still call that claymation?
I don't know, I just wanted to say it out loud. Because I've never
so
said
certainly
that
there
word.
was a lot of stop motion, wasn't there?
Yes.
And it was quite jarring every time. And I wonder if this looked good in the 60s.
I think it must have done. I mean, what did they know? Fucking nothing.
Yeah.
Some of it convinced me.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Talos.
Do you think the gods were real?
I thought Talos was amazing.
Yeah?
Genuinely incredible. Wow.
I mean, I guess he was supposed to be a statue, wasn't
he? Was there.
I will say that the island with the statues, they did quite a good job of making... of like showing off the scales. They did something right with camera angles and stuff to make it clear that like these are enormous statues. But also, yeah, like the way they moved, it would be like his arms would move and the rest of his body wouldn't move at the same time. And then his body would start moving in the next frame. And it was a bit messy.
No. Could have fooled me. That's all I'm saying.
And I think the other thing is we, again, like the Time Machine and like Journey to the Centre of the Earth, you just can't fake the scale when you have water in the scene.
Oh.
So in the Time Machine, we had like this Matchbox car driving off a tiny little kid's play set. And it's just meant to be the end of the world and a real car being destroyed. And yeah, in this, we totally had like, that's a tiny little model ship you just built and you've just sort of thrown it into a little pond and made some bubbles come up, and we're supposed to believe this is a huge ship sinking.
Amazing.
It was really good, though. Yeah, it was funny. So that you talked about the source material there. You guys will know this better than me. How true to the myth was this?
I actually don't know this myth that well. It's not one of the ones that I've come obsessed with recently. Unlike Troy and whatnot.
Yeah. That is not a myth. That's...
Oh no, of course, that did happen.
So I don't know a lot about this. There were parts of it that rang true.
I think quite a lot of it. They did, so Talos actually happens after they get the fleece.
Yeah.
All right.
And it's Medea who saves them.
Yeah, Medea got off very lucky in the film, I thought.
How do you mean?
Because she was super evil in the myth.
Was she?
Yeah.
She was a witch. I don't know if she was evil. I suppose that comes across.
Did she not, insist that they cut up her brother and threw him overboard and stuff?
Wow. Who was this?
Yeah, Medea.
Because she was I thought she was like the king's daughter in the myth.
She is.
Rather than a priestess.
Yeah, she is.
Oh, her, the priestess at the start.
At the start? No, at the
when do we see
the
her?
end. The woman that the
woman that helps them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, right.
I think she actually in the myth they get married, but then he realizes that she's a witch when they get back to wherever, Thessaly, and he leaves her for another woman or something, and then I think she destroys them all, or something along those lines.
That could be part 2.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the second.
We should talk about the end at some point.
Yeah. Right. Shall we skip to the end? So what happens? They have a fight with the spooky skeletons.
Oh, for one thing, I'm like, why are you waiting on the skeleton? Just run to the ship. You're waiting for 5 minutes for these skeletons to pop out of the ground. They're just standing there waiting.
Staring, being like, I wonder if they'll come and kill us.
And then in the end, just jumps off the cliff anyway.
Yeah. So I'm trying to remember what happens now. They then get to the ship and sail away with the fleece. Yeah.
Yeah. And there's a kind of a cheeky little... His story's not over yet.
Yes, they said, I've got this noted down. It says, one of them says, let us continue the adventure another day. And then that's it. A hint to Jason and the Argonauts 2.
To Jason 2.
To Jason 2 Argonauts.
That is a flawless format. But yeah, isn't it just because the whole point was to set it up so that he can get his kingdom back and defeat Polias? But fucking, we don't care about that.
Yeah, how did they not go and kill?
No.
Yeah, how did that not happen?
He's got his woman. He's got his tinsel rug. He's done.
Yes. Oh, wasn't it shit looking? Golden fleece. It's funny. A lot of this is. We only watched it last night. Was I just that drunk? There's a whole load of it. I don't really remember that well now. And I just remember sort of sitting back and be like, "Oh my god, there's so much happening." It felt like it was about 3 hours long. I swear. It
does feel quite long, even though it's only an hour and 40 minutes. It's not a long film.
Yeah, it's really not a long film, but and not in a bad way either. It's like Homeward Bound, where like there's this huge epic adventure, and you realise it's been about 20 minutes so far, and then it keeps going. Yeah. Oh, something else.
That Homeward Bound just feels long because it's boring.
Oh, I've got to pick Homeward Bound one of these days. My pitch is Jason and the Argonauts 2 that's entirely stop motion.
Ooh.
At which they almost got their hook in for that by showing us stop motion Jason being eaten by the Hydra. Yeah. Which was really good. And he was kind of cute. So I'd have a whole film with just that.
Oh, that would be nice. That was me. That was the one moment in the film that I thought was a bit unconvincing. You could really tell then.
Yeah, you're right. Really let it down, didn't it?
Come on, Harry.
Oh.
But yeah. What did you think of the end, Fernando? Was it satisfying?
I thought that maybe I was a little bit confused with the plot. It starts with Jason wanting to kill the king. And then I think the name of the king was Polias, something. And then the adventure ends when they steal a fleece. But what happens to the king?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were they anticipating?
Right.
Was it this a kind of brash confidence of Spencer Confidential, where they're just like, "We'll definitely get a sequel out of this," or was it just a thing in the '60s where you just didn't really need the story to wrap up that much?
The story wrapped up. They had a big kiss. The important thing is that the hero got his girl.
Yeah.
The rest of the story is just distraction, really.
I loved how 60s the girl looked.
Oh yeah, she had
just something about the makeup or the way she was. I don't know. She was just very not ancient Greek.
What a dancer! There's some sexy dancing they did for a full 5 minutes.
Yeah, I think at the time that would have been like the most erotic thing they could think of to put on screen.
It did occur to me that the only women in the film were dancers and harpies.
Yes.
Yeah. And Hera.
Oh, no, that's
Hero
true.
was
Yeah,
good.
Hero was there. Yeah, and I'm sure some of the other Olympians were in the background.
I love the Olympian in the background who was like, refuse the help of the gods.
I offered him a ship and a crew, and he refused me.
Refuse the help of the gods?
It's just, we don't see him at all. He's just like, Zeus is, they're sitting around with Jason's like tiny in front of them, and he's like, well, he refused my help. And then someone just in the back was like, refuse the help of the gods.
Tuppence.
Yeah, Olympian number 3 was really good. I quite enjoyed that. So again, like I was thinking, maybe this film will have some credibility, and then we got the first scene on Olympus, and it was just like, oh god! So they're all, and you've done some like clouds for them to sit on, and got their hair all done. It's just people walking around going, oh, there are some people I'm looking at. And I kind of lost it. But it was sort of brilliant somehow. Like, we don't need any mystery in this. Let's just have, this one set that's going to be Mount Olympus, and we'll just film it from one angle so that, we only have to do 2 of the walls. Superb. I loved
Give them a
it.
TV in their pool.
Yeah, that was fun as well.
Great.
And it was so unbelievable the way they were acting, and just all of it. It was superb. I loved it.
Oh.
So, am I guessing you're not familiar with the story as well, Fernando?
No, I know nothing about this story.
Okay. And Michael, you don't either.
No, I don't remember now.
So, just based on watching the film, is Jason a hero in that film?
Yes, he's too handsome not to be a hero.
Surely.
He's got that charming American accent. Wasn't jarring at all.
I felt so. A hero has a challenge before them. They have to do this honourable, good thing in order to make the world a better place.
Yeah,
and
steal the fleece.
His honourable thing is just to go somewhere really far away and nick something from someone else. It's not like reclaiming what's rightfully his.
And plunge their kingdom into plague and famine, like they said.
Yeah.
Was that the end of the myth, or does he actually go and kill the evil king?
I think he goes and kills the...
Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess that answers my question. Well, I guess he is indeed a hero. He was born handsome.
I mean, that does come up a lot in Greek mythology. Yeah, a lot of the heroes are particularly handsome. I wasn't sure if without any backstory or anything. He was just necking something.
Yeah.
Well, the gods told him to, right? And they really did. It wasn't just he made it up.
Mm.
So you got to do what the gods tell you.
True.
I suppose.
I mean, do you have to? If the gods are like, go plunge that kingdom into famine and plague.
Well, if the gods tell you to.
and did they tell him to? Because he didn't believe in the gods when he set out on his journey. No, because he told King Polias that he was going to get the fleece.
Mm.
And then he went to the fallen down temple, and that's where Hermes appeared to him. And his conversation with the priest was like, oh, I don't believe in the gods. And the priest was like, oh, you don't believe in the gods, do you? And then turned into Hermes.
No man can tell you how to find the fleece. Is it not time you asked the gods?
They will not answer those who believe in them. Why should they answer one who doesn't?
But certainly we didn't see the gods telling him to do that when he made the decision to do it before.
No, maybe not. Well, he was on board with Hera, though, right? Hera was guiding him every step of the way. She was definitely...
Yeah, I just thought that when he said, "I'm going to go and steal the Golden Fleece,"
yeah, that did seem like his idea.
That wasn't inspired by gods or anything. The gods hadn't spoken to him at that point. That was just him being like, "Oh, yeah, I'll go and steal that. That'll really impress all my minions."
Oh, wow. Well, maybe I don't like him so much anymore.
Can you do his accent? I've been trying to do him. I've been doing impressions of him around my flat all morning, and I can't nail it.
I don't remember what he sounded like.
I don't really remember now. Was it a very spectacular voice?
It was a very American accent.
Okay.
We reach land at noon. Then you can fill your bellies until they grumble as much as your tongues. Now mark this. It will be safe to take food and water, but nothing else. Absolutely nothing else.
No, he certainly had the American hero thing going on, didn't he?
Let me see if I can find a little. Talk amongst yourself.
We've got to drop some clips into it. Jason.
Jason. I didn't think he was handsome, you know.
No.
Did you think he was?
No, definitely not.
I'm going to leave now.
No, he had that nerdy beard, didn't he?
Yeah, the beard.
Like he hadn't quite, just as a bit of a dweeb. I mean, not exactly unhandsome,
sure.
But
no, Hercules.
I'll tell you what he looked like. Yeah. He looked like a character in Gilmore Girls. He looked like Dean, who is the dreamy love interest, but after he's gone through a divorce and he's not let himself go a bit and isn't quite so attractive anymore and has a nerdy looking beard. That was who he looked like. That was Jason.
I feel like he looks like one of the Osmonds. I don't know which one.
Great. I'd love to see a remake of this with Donny Osmond. But 30 years ago when Donny Osmond was the right age.
Here's his voice.
You said you could help me a certain number of times. So far you've told me of Colchis.
Hang on, that's what he's whispering. This is no good at all. Oh dear, I'm sorry, I've ruined this. So we're going to have to cut this way out. Right, never mind. What do we think of that music, though?
Who told you of this island?
The goddess, Hera.
Terrible.
Sweeping, wasn't it?
The Royal Philharmonic did the music. What? Do they not have better things to do?
Yeah, there's another indication that this was actually quite a big movie at the time.
Ridiculous.
Very sad.
I guess it wasn't that remarkable. It really struck me when I was watching it. Polias.
Okay.
Polias. I just can't get it. Yeah.
He could easily have been one of the kids in Swiss Family Robinson, right?
I don't know. I've never seen that.
Definitely American, but with a sort of hint of, I don't know, having been trained at drama school or something. I liked Jason's confidence. That was the thing I'd pick up on about his character. He was a confident man who knew what he wanted. I liked how he just decided, well, I'm going to be the king. I'm going to tell anybody who'll listen that I'm going to be the king. And then someone asked, the guy said, oh, I'll fit you out with the crew. And he was like, no, it's cool. I'll just call a games.
The athletes of Greece are proud. I'll tell them only the best can expect a place in the most perilous voyage in history. I shall announce the games.
invite the strongest and bravest of the Greeks. No greater game shall ever be held, unless the gods decree otherwise.
Hang on. Could I just announce a games and be like, hey, come and do the thing I want you to do, and everyone from across the entire kingdom will come?
In fairness, I think people really loved some games.
I suppose so.
There's
I'd
a
like
lot
to
of
live in that
games.
world.
Comes up quite a lot in Greek mythology.
Really?
Yeah. It's usually kings that call them, though.
Okay, well, there we go. Yeah, and that's it. It seems like you need to be able to back that with something. Like, could you just be a random guy who says, I will announce a games, and it will be the greatest games that have ever happened. And then he basically didn't do anything, but everyone showed up, and it was great.
And the prize is to leave your lives and loved ones and sail to the end of the earth on a fucking wild goose chase for a fucking tinsel rug.
And I've got a god helping us, but by my own admission, she's only helping us a bit, and you have no evidence that this is true.
Yeah, I think that was completely made up, the whole Hera giving him help 5 times. I don't remember that being a thing.
That was a really great plot point. I like that. Like, really gives structure to a film. I'd say I lost count, though, and like they were done with the 5 a lot earlier than I was expecting.
You fucking wasted that 5.
You really did.
I was expecting the 5th one to be like the conclusion of the film.
Yeah, midway he's run out of favours.
Yeah, like less than halfway through he'd used all of them.
On Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, he would just burn through his lifelines, wouldn't he?
I'm pretty much certain that I'm going to phone a friend. She was trying to help him out as well, wasn't she? She was trying to be like, well, I don't want to help you again just yet, so have you considered, like, using your brains?
How can I fight him?
Think before you waste the gift of the gods.
Against the man of bronze, our weapons are useless. I repeat that question.
Then I must answer
it. He was like, no, you've got to just spell it out for me. I'm spending one here.
Also, that total rubbish about Talos and her being like, well, you must use your wits, not your courage. I'm like, you just unplug him. You just say unplug him.
Just drain him.
Yeah, that was nice. I like the. There are a couple of little references in this that I'm sure they were going for deliberately. Do you see Talos doing the Colossus of Rhodes thing?
No.
When they were trying to sail out of the harbour, and he walked out and had one foot either side of like the route they were going, so they would have had to sail under his legs. Like the Colossus of Rhodes, one of the 7 wonders of the world, that would have been this famous Greek thing. And I don't know if that's related somehow, whether the Colossus of Rhodes was supposed to commemorate Talos and Jason, or whether they just thought that's a cool aesthetic, let's put that in the film. Cool. Yeah, I liked that.
Yeah, that was good.
Anything else like that?
I'm sure they were trying to reference Ben-Hur a couple of times, because I guess Ben-Hur would have been sort of the big film that had come out 5 years before this, and would have made sort of a huge splash and an instant classic, massive hit. And I'm sure there were things like certain camera shots where he was meant to be a bit like Ben-Hur, and they did even have the thing where they were hitting the drums for the rowing, and that was like a big deal in Ben-Hur. And I'm sure they were trying to cash in on that somehow.
Interesting. I've never seen Ben-Hur.
Me neither.
Is that not really long?
Yeah, that's like 4.25 hours or something. Oh, it's quite a film. Last time I watched it was on the train from Lucas to London, where I just sort of got on, put Ben-Hur on, and then like by the time it was finished and I'd like taken a couple of loo breaks, like that was me in London. It was perfect.
That's the way to do trains.
Yeah. Massive epic film.
Or just binge watch a Netflix series. That's what I would do rather than watch a 4-hour film.
The thing is, when I'm so bitty when I'm on public transport and stuff, I'd just like watch a 20-minute episode and think like, oh, I want to do something else now, and I can never quite lose myself in something in the same way. That's why I go for a film.
Interesting.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Each to their own.
Indeed, even if they're wrong.
Yeah, good stuff anyway. So what other great adventures did we have?
So I really enjoyed the crashing rocks with Neptune the Merman appearing.
I couldn't believe that. That was my Lizards Underground moment.
Yeah, the moment that broke Michael.
I just lost it. And I just got the giggles, and I giggled all the way through that whole scene. I must have ruined it for Claire. It's like again, so we had this stupid, like, tiny little boat in a bath that they were trying to make us believe was this mighty thing crashing down because of these rocks. The rocks themselves were like, must have been a set that was about 5 feet high with some guys behind, like, waving it up and down. But then, yeah, they were sailing across. What happened? So I didn't even understand what happened in the story. Jason got pissed off and like threw his necklace into the sea because he was so angry. Unclear why. And then Poseidon came out and like looked down at them and grimaced, and then held onto the rocks so that they could get by.
Yeah.
But he never said anything, and he didn't explain why he was doing it. And he just stood there like looking all cool, and then just swam away. And I was like, what the fuck was that? Where did Poseidon come from? Why did all of this happen? Was it Poseidon? Was it just a merman? What was all that about? Could anyone clue me in on that scene?
It must have been Poseidon.
No.
Yeah, it must have been Poseidon. I think it was Hera being like, oh, I've run out of favours to give him, but I'll ask Poseidon to come, who's apparently summoned by moving this wooden token on this chessboard thing, but also by Jason throwing his what seemed to be a Poseidon necklace into the sea.
Oh, the Poseidon necklace,
I don't
but he
know.
was throwing it into it while he shouted, like, damn the gods, they've never been any use to anyone. And then Poseidon came and helped him.
So in the legend, they let a dove fly through. So I think a dove goes at the same pace as a boat or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then the dove gets through cleanly. So there's actually some rationale for why they would do it, rather than just seeing a ship crushed and then going, all right, now it's our turn. Which was ridiculous. And then I'm sure it's Athena that, like, they're almost through and then they get clipped, and then Athena comes and saves them because she thinks it's amazing. Like, she likes warriors or whatever. I don't think it's Neptune that involved.
Making it all the more baffling.
Yeah. I mean, it was just so funny. Just like, oh yeah, these guys just got absolutely mangled. Suppose we've got to go now. Yeah.
Yeah. And even they were all scared, and he was just like, make straight ahead. Start playing the drums. Let's do it. Again, with just no solution to how he was going to manage it.
He's a bad leader, isn't he? He wasted all of his wishes, or whatever the fuck they were.
He leads from the front. You've got to give him that.
Does.
When he was giving it the whole, no, I'll go to the city on my own, guys. Don't worry, you just wait here. That was great.
Yeah, I only brought you to crew the ship. It was all a ruse, you being the best warriors in Greece. Yeah, well, I mean,
So that was
the
really
whole
good
logic
stuff.
of the games. Anyway, I know we talked about this, but like throwing a discus, if he does just want them to sail places. In the end, he tries to stop them from coming on, ashore. Oh well,
Yeah.
I don't mind. We got my favourite character in the whole film came from that game.
Was that Hercules? I wasn't expecting Hercules either. Is that in the myth that Hercules turns up? A nice little cheesy cameo.
Yeah, he goes along with them.
Brilliant.
Yeah, it's a real who's who of Greek heroes, the Argonauts.
Okay, who else is in it?
I forget what they're called. The twins that are like the sons of Zephyr or whoever, the wind people. That comes up a few times.
Castor and Pollux.
Yeah, that's
were they in the crew?
They didn't. Well, they were. Well, in the myth, not in the film. But a few times that helps them on their way because they get wind in their sails.
Oh, great!
Who else was there? Loads of people. I can't remember now.
Yeah.
But yeah, Hercules went along. He'd left early though.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, okay. As he did in the film.
Yeah. I can't remember why.
That's fair.
I don't know. Maybe he does fall in love or something.
With Hylas.
Oh, yeah, he stayed behind to look for Brainy. I was sad when he died.
For Blackberry.
Blackberry?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, okay. The rabbit.
Yeah. Jason's Hazel, surely.
Oh.
Big wig.
Here's a good one, yeah.
Big wig.
Hercules, yeah, he's big wig.
Gotta be.
Hylas is Fiver.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, well.
Not Blackberry.
So Blackberry's the smart one, right?
That makes sense.
I think the fortune-telling figurehead is Fiver.
Oh, well, that works, I suppose, with the fortune-telling, yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's not Hera, it's just a, oracle, the figurehead.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's good. Watership Down comparison.
Well, these epics, they follow a standard
They do,
format,
don't they? So I think someone else was feeling a bit bad for the Harpies. I felt a bit bad for the Harpies.
Yeah.
Because in the end, they were just, eating his food, and the gods had told them to, which is the only reason that, that's all that justified what Jason was doing. And they ended up just... I think it was fair to, be like, let's stop this, because they're just ruining this guy's eternity. So they catch the Harpies, but then it's at the end when they're like, now they are going to have to watch you eat while they starve. The shoes on the other foot, Harpies? That just seemed unnecessarily cruel.
That's very true. They didn't ask for that.
Yeah.
Also, where's he getting
Poor
his
Harpies.
feast from? Oh, I guess that's part of his eternal punishment, isn't it? The feasts just appear.
Just the food keep coming now that he's neutralised the Harpies.
Oh no, were there not people leaving the feast for him at the start? Were there not two people ran up and left stuff on the table?
Okay. God, I need to watch it again. There was so much happening.
It had a lot of chapters.
Yeah.
So again, I think for decency's sake they didn't show this, but I think in the legend the Harpies don't just steal the food, they attack Phineas and shit on all the food.
Oh. Okay, I'm glad they didn't put that in.
Still,
that's not very nice.
Bit mean just locking them up, but I think they are particularly vital.
Yeah, Harpies aren't great, are they?
Famously.
Bloody women.
Yeah, exactly. What do we think of the female characters overall?
I thought about this, and I thought, as much as I love it, it's a really sexist film.
Yeah.
But I did think that Hera was a great character.
Yep.
You know, even though she was, but like she's kind of based off the myths, because in the myths here is obviously like extremely jealous and petulant and.
Yeah. Okay.
But we only really saw that at the end when she got a bit jealous about.
Oh yes.
Jason pashing Medea.
Yeah, and again, in the myth, she makes that happen. That's her one thing that she does. Is she realizes Jason's going to need her help, so she has Eros make them fall in love. So then Medea helps him.
Oh, that makes sense.
Probably they were going to do that in the film, but then they realised that the actor playing Jason was so handsome that even a goddess would fall madly in love with him.
That's true.
That's what happened.
So they had to do it to be consistent, right?
Well,
yeah, they accidentally cast someone too handsome.
Are we certain there wasn't a sequel to this?
Pretty certain. Not by this director, anyway. I'm pretty sure.
Okay, that's fine. Because if there was, we really would need to see it, where he actually goes back and kills the king.
Oh, someone made a sequel.
What?
I think, but I think it's. This says it's part homage, part sequel to the 19. Summers, Stephen Summers.
Sounds amazing.
Stephen Summers, who did The Mummy.
This can't be right. This was in 2002.
Well, now.
I know what I'm picking.
I don't know if this is an actual sequel, but interesting. I'll have to look that up. That would be great. Oh my god, if there was a 2002 version of the sequel. Amazing.
Yeah. Oh.
One of the quotes here is, we're up for making fun movies. We're not dark and edgy guys. Great.
Yeah, it's sounding like what we want.
So I did get to scribble down the phrase when Neptune came and saved everything. Deus ex Deus, which I felt really proud of. And I was just looking back in my notes and I had Deus ex Volcano written down for Journey to the Centre of the Earth, so that's a nice parallel.
Okay. Also, Deus ex Deus, because it's literally a god helping them out suddenly.
God as God.
Yeah.
Excellent.
That's fun.
I wrote down a quote from the film.
I did too. What's yours?
Mine is, a firm leg, a full bosom, and a warm heart.
If I meet a girl with a firm leg, a full bosom, and a warm heart, let no man try and stop me.
Give me a woman with a firm leg, a full bosom, and a warm heart. You can't stop me. God, I love Hercules so much.
That was great. I suppose they did. Hercules was like made up to be older, wasn't he? I think they did a good job of at least making it clear that he was older than the others, because he spent like 12 years doing his tasks and then lived quietly for a little while, and now he was an old man. Yeah. Would you like to hear the quote I wrote down?
Yes.
I wrote down, the gods of Greece are cruel, in time all men shall learn to do without them. It's a slightly different tone, but I thought it was actually quite prosaic, because no one believes in the Greek gods anymore.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, I like that.
Nice touch. You think that's what they were going for?
I mean, who knows?
Who knows what they were smoking?
It was just a random word generator, I think, a lot of the lines.
Now, they did make a point of this, and I've got a note about this, that the gods at some point were talking about how they need humans to believe in them or they'll stop existing. And this seems to be an idea that appears from time to time. Is that established in Greek myth?
I think it is, which is the reason why Prometheus received his punishment, because they wanted to keep humans ignorant and dependent on the gods.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
But giving them fire led to them having a civilization. But then they want to be worshipped, and it's interesting.
Yeah, if humans had too much power, they wouldn't depend on the gods.
Okay, but is that the same as the gods would cease to exist?
I don't know about the ceasing to exist thing. I think that might be made up.
I mean, it occurs to me if an atheist had made this film, then they might very well include something like that, because they're kind of acknowledging that gods don't really exist, but we treat them as existing because people believe in them. I don't know if that's what they were getting at, or yeah, just a philosophical thought there, included by Jason and the Argonauts.
It was a very deep film.
Had a lot going on, didn't it?
Yeah, super deep. It had pretty girls. It had
sword fight,
dangerous fights.
It had dual storytelling. It had the lives of the gods.
Yeah,
parallel to the lives of men. That's deep stuff.
Each story shallower than the last. No, it was good. Yeah, probably quite a good introduction to the myth, right?
Yeah,
it seemed like they didn't fuck around with it too much.
No, it was all right. It was very. I think so. We've sort of talked about there being a sequel, but I think they, as Laura was saying, they brought some stuff from the return journey into the outward journey, so that it could end with his triumph, collecting the fleece and winning the girl. I forget what point I was making. Yeah. Oh yeah, so it had a lot. They sort of messed with the timeline a little bit, but I don't think there was a lot in there that was not true, and a lot the stuff that was just to make it possible to tell the story in a shorter time. Because it would take it would be a Lord of the Rings type thing if you tried to tell the whole story, I would imagine.
Yeah, okay.
So, yeah,
which could also be good.
Not bad.
Is there a Greek equivalent of the Bible? As in, is there a book that explains all of the myths? And
there is the Stephen Fry trilogy about Greek mythology.
About my Bible.
But it wasn't a written religion. I don't think it was all oral, wasn't it?
Yes. It was all
very
oral.
Early on.
And look how well it's lasted.
Look at how accurate.
Eternal.
And look at what a nice, splendid piece of art has been produced as a result of it. No, I think all this stuff was written down as early as the early Iron Age, right?
Really?
This was this was they reckon the Iliad was passed down through the oral tradition for a few hundred years, right?
Oh, interesting.
Certainly the Romans had a written version, and I think the classical Greeks had a written version.
Well,
but was that a collected volume, like a Bible, or were?
Oh yeah, I don't think there was a collected. This is all of the myths in one go, because it's huge. There's just stacks and stacks of stuff. But yeah, there's a lot of written sources floating around, I think.
Let's see.
Well, do you know, I don't actually have that much more.
No, I think that's all my notes now.
Apart from how great was the fake snoring when the guards were asleep.
I don't even remember.
I was
just too excited.
It was proper
cartoon snoring.
Yeah.
Is that what you mean by theatre acting? Yeah. Just make sure people know.
Well, I also liked when Jason was like, you guy, jump in after Acastus. Fucking finish him. And then the guy died, and they were like, well, what should we do with his body? He's dead. And he was like, well, he loved the sea, so plug him in. I don't know. Dump him overboard. Don't give a shit, mate. We're almost at the fleet.
I've got a girlfriend now. Not interested.
Also, when he asked her, like, what's the way to the city? And she was like, just go up there. And he's like, well, what way are you going? And she's like, a different way. Yes. Her in the temple.
Ooh, mysterious.
Oh, what a great film.
This was quite a find, I have to say. I will probably watch this again as well.
Oh.
Because I think there was a lot I missed somehow.
You were too busy laughing.
Yeah.
We've done a little bit of symbolism.
Oh, yeah, of course. Symbolism. Yep. Fernando?
Oh, I'm not in Mexico City. I don't have the symbolism fluid. I'm sorry.
No.
What can I do? Maybe I can...
Nice.
Wow.
That's with my hands.
Did you...
You two. I can't do it. I've tried to do it for ages.
That's impressive.
I used to be able to.
You clasp your hands and then you blow through them.
Nope. This is going to be really pleasant to listen to. Oh, it's like a dying owl.
Wait, this is a myth.
Yeah.
It's all symbolism.
Oh, of course.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. End of symbolism.
This is like when Laura was trying to come up with symbolism for Crip Camp, and we were sort of vaguely running out of time and being like it's not really good. And you ended up just shouting, the camp was a symbol. There we are. Yeah, that's it. The camp was a symbol. And then we just moved on, and I heard it later. I was like, what? That's not symbolism. That's just saying a thing that you can see and saying it's a symbol.
Yeah. Yeah, the boat was a symbol.
It's amazing. The boat was a symbol, Jason was a symbol, it's all symbols, you know.
The police was a symbol.
Normal stuff.
The boat was a symbol, though.
Was it?
Oh, famously.
Yeah?
Right, so you've got famously, right? So the whole boat gets destroyed, and they have to rebuild the whole thing. So there's that eternal question of if you're constantly replacing things, whether it's the same object.
I think you got confused.
Have I got confused?
So that's called the ship of Theseus, right?
No, it's the Argonauts. Is it?
No, I'm sure it's famously that's what happened with Theseus's ship.
Oh.
And this one, it was just completely destroyed, and they rebuilt it using completely new materials from scratch, right?
Oh.
Whereas the ship of Theseus, they just replaced it one part at a time.
Wait, I've got this. I think that the ship is a symbol for the ship of Theseus.
Yes.
Yep.
I'm convinced. Well, hang on, did they rebuild it using like scraps from the original, or was it all new?
I guess we don't know, do we? I don't know. But yeah, I'm thinking of the ship.
Sorry, I'm just shitting on your theory there. That one's gone.
Yeah. I do have another one though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you can, again, I'm going to say it's not going to come as much of a surprise.
They're all gay. And that's why they're all topless the whole time, and it's just men.
The oars. That's them wanking.
Pulling on each other's oars. Oh, Laura. This is the worst one yet.
Sorry.
I did enjoy how they were like, they really committed to these guys are all topless all the time thing.
Yeah.
And a lot of them hadn't worked out for the part. They were just...
Oh, what a different time.
Yeah.
For body standards.
Do you know what? Yeah, these are men's bodies. Fine, that's what real people look like. Let's go with it. But now you'd have Brad Pitt showing off his six-pack in the role.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But yeah, there were some charged feelings between Hylas and Hercules.
Yeah, definitely.
I think that's controversial. They loved each other.
I could see that. Yeah, there was a lot of a band of brothers thing, wasn't there? And it's more male bonding.
I do love
you
male
pick a lot
bonding.
of these.
Yeah. I should question that at some point.
No, it was good.
Good. Oh, I'm thrilled.
Yeah, I think the two of them were in love, and I think they were probably Hercules and
oh yeah,
and what's his name? They had they were like an odd couple. It was great.
Oh, wasn't it just a beautifully sad moment when Hercules was staying, and we knew it was futile because Hylas was dead.
Yeah, yeah, tragic. Still, have no idea what he did next.
No, me neither. I actually thought that he would go off to do his labours, but apparently he did those before he did them.
I think he did them before.
Yeah.
Well, he was certainly a famous hero at the start of this film, wasn't he?
Oh, yeah, and he already had his lion's skin and his big stick, his club.
Oh, yeah, of course. Wait, wasn't it Hera who drove him mad?
Oh.
Yeah, Hera made his wife and children look like monsters, so he killed them and then she turned them back.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow. Is that just all water under the bridge now? He's going to go on this trip with a giant Hera at the front of it.
Yeah. She's probably satisfied with that revenge.
I suppose. Is he satisfied?
There's not a lot he can do. He's not a god.
I suppose so, yeah. He's not going to pass up a decent adventure just because of that. Not when there's a discus to be thrown.
Or skimmed.
Or skimmed, that was a nice touch.
Or women to chase with firm legs, full bosoms.
And penises.
Penises.
Oh, I'm sorry, I've lowered the tone.
Yes, you have.
Further.
Yes, you have, Michael.
So we've not compared it to the previous film either.
Oh, yeah. Fun. What was the previous film again?
It was Death on the Nile.
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
There's a boat.
There's a boat. That's the obvious
great.
one.
What do you mean obvious?
And the boat was a symbol.
The boat was
This boat was a symbol for the Argonauts, which was a symbol of the ship of Theseus.
Yeah.
Fractals.
They're both close to the Nile. I mean, relatively close.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're both Mediterranean-ish.
Yeah.
Just, they're both Mediterranean adjacent.
Yep.
Yeah, both Mediterranean sea voyages or boat voyages. And there's got to be more than that.
Oh, there has to be. They were both outlandish in camp.
Yes. Yeah, that's for sure. And they both had a lot of people, a lot of killing.
Big ensemble cast.
Big ensemble
murder.
cast.
Oh, there's got to be more. Who was Poirot? Maybe if we draw connections from there.
Yeah, both of them were about a voyage by boat where ultimately brains and not brawn decide the day. But also there's quite a bit of brawn in both cases.
Was there any brain in Jason the Art? It seemed like there was a lot of brawn.
No, I guess once the
and then
one
eventually
guy died, it was just brawn, wasn't it?
They just yanked the fleece off the thing and then ran away with it.
I can't believe how shit the fleece looked.
I kind of liked it. I thought it had a nice fit with the aesthetic of the whole thing.
I suppose. It looked quite scratchy, didn't it? But I suppose they didn't want it for for its comfort value.
They didn't want to use it as a fleece, which is lucky.
Well, they did that one time when Medea got shot in the back.
Yeah.
Poor Medea. It's a miracle that none of the rest of them were shot while they stopped to cover her with the fleece.
Yes. But she was the main female love interest, and so she needed to be protected at all costs.
She was the only mortal female with spoken lines.
That's true.
Yeah. What was her name? Briseis?
Oh, yeah, that's true. She got to pray to Hera before she got
to pray before she got stabbed.
She got stabbed.
And the little baby got to cry.
Yep.
Yeah, that could have been a girl.
The character was a girl.
Oh, was it supposed to be a girl? That's good.
A big manly film about lots of manly men.
Yeah.
With their tops off. Rowing away.
I might swoon if I watch it again.
Brilliant.
I think that's everything for me.
No. We're still missing the part where Michael casts. And if Michael were to cast us for the film, who would we be?
Perfect. Yes. Who are we all?
I know who I'd want to play if we were doing it as a play. I don't think I'm Hercules, though.
You could be. I think you could pull off his sort of attitude.
Do you think?
Yeah, why not?
Oh, I'm thrilled.
Not sure you got the look for it, but
no.
I'd like to be the smart guy who skims the stone. Hylas. I liked him.
He was good fun. I enjoyed Hylas. He looked a bit like Hugh Laurie, I thought, but not really.
Yeah, I see what you're getting at, though. Don't know who I would be.
Claire would be obviously the beautiful lady that saves the day and betrays her people. Yeah.
And chops her brother into pieces and throws him overboard.
Yeah.
To scare her dad.
Well. Also, yeah, Medea, girl, you've only known him for a day. Maybe, think about it for a minute.
And Fernando is Poseidon.
Yeah. Oh, do you think?
Yeah.
I would have said that Claire was Hera, Fernando was Medea.
Oh.
Okay. Can I be Zeus?
Oh, yeah.
Let us see what is happening in the pool.
Oh, how good would it have been to have?
I don't think he sounded like that.
Oh, I'm undecided now, actually. Because I'd forgotten that while I was watching it, it would have been perfect to have Brian Blessed as Hercules. But it's just occurred to me that Topol would have made a great Zeus.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
I think that's the way around you would do it.
Yeah, I think so. No, I could go the other way.
Well, you've got a film coming that's got both of those actors in it.
No.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Brian Blessed and Topol.
For sure.
Oh my goodness.
Maybe next time. We shall see.
Oh, well, I'll look forward to it. Jesus. Right, that's the casting done. I don't think I have anything else.
Shall I play the music?
Yeah.
Woo. Okay.
Am I the only one who still puts my hand on my heart every time you do that?
No, my hand is on my heart.
Everyone's still doing it? Yeah, good stuff.
Oh, right. How do we do this again?
We normally pair up, don't we? And rock, paper, scissors it.
Or Battle Royale. It's always worked in the past.
Exactly.
It's never gone wrong before.
Oh, God, maybe we should try that, shouldn't we? Just one huge brawl.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay.
I've got my
everyone ready?
Yes.
3, 2, 1. Scissors.
Paper. Shit.
So, Fernando and I both said scissors, so that beats Laura's paper. Claire, what did you say?
I said paper.
Oh,
I said rock.
No. That's just me and Fernando then.
Oh, Okay.
3,
2.
Scissors.
You do it, Claire. Oh, sorry.
Whatever. We've got scissors. What will Michael play?
Paper. No, shit. Hang on. No, count us in.
3, 2, 1.
Scissors.
3, 2, 1.
Scissors.
Rock.
Aww.
Yeah. I use strategy. So it's me. I'm deciding.
Ooh.
And I think we need to. So I've had a few ideas lately, and I think it's got to be Princess Mononoke.
Ooh.
Which is available on Netflix, at least in the UK.
Yes, well, I'm actually not sure if it's available here.
Yeah. In any case, high recommendation of watching it with Japanese audio and subtitles.
Noted.
Sorry, and English subtitles. Or Spanish subtitles. Do what you want. Go for
I think we should watch it in Japanese with Chinese subtitles.
Oh, yeah.